Elon Musk, or what I call him, little X-boy. I would say this: what a great deceiver! What a great deceiver for everybody. Gentiles, pagans, Jews, everybody, right? And so he's done such a good job tricking, deceiving people. He's some type of freedom of speech fighter, right? And the reality is he's not, right? You know, I don't call him little ex-boy for nothing, right? And so I saw something come across my feed a couple of days ago that was very interesting. Shout out Franchot Pearson, teacher of the 5 C's: clues, codes, colors, confirmation of time, conclusions. So you're talking about, this comes from a teacher, right, who's been involved in end time eschatology probably since the 80s or so. He doesn't do too many interviews. And so he did an interview this week with a lady named Shalom Girl. Now, this woman was a babysitter for Elon Musk when he was about 13 years old or so, right? And so this lady started first questioning if he was the Antichrist. I believe it was 1978. So for a very, very long time, when he came here from Africa, one of the first things that she thought is he could have been the Antichrist. Now, when she asked the question, she didn't say who she asked the question to, but she said when she asked the question, is he the Antichrist? That person answered no, he's not the Antichrist. But he will be the one presenting the mark. Now, Shalom Girl knew that in 1978, right? So here we are 40 years later, or whatever it is. And now she sees the person who she knew or was told that a bare minimum would be presenting the mark. So Shalom Girl says he's not the Antichrist, but he will be presenting the mark of the beast, right? And so I will never stop saying this. To enforce the mark of the beast, you will need a medical component and a financial component. You have to have both, right? And who's out there, right, that could do both? Elon Musk, right? And so in 2008, the World Economic Forum put Elon Musk on a list of young global leaders, blah, 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 right? So nonetheless, that's at least a 15-year track record of little X-boy and Klaus Schwab, right? Now, it's very interesting because Elon Musk does actually nail both of these components, the financial and the medical, right? And so as far as the medical goes, I mean, this guy is the founder of OpenAI, right? And OpenAI got a $1 billion investment from Bill Gates and Microsoft, right? So you have this medical component where they already have testing done in monkeys, etc. And then you have a financial component, which in 1999, that's where Elon Musk started PayPal. But once you start throwing Bill Gates and Microsoft into the mix, now we're talking about tremendous impact in finances. And what do I mean by that? Well, we know that Elon Musk, some people have even said that he's Satoshi Nakamoto, right? It could be. Well, and then just so you know, that's the inventor of Bitcoin, who's anonymous. And so when you look at that component where he was PayPal, 1999, understands these financial systems on the computer very well. Probably even an inventor of these things in ways, right? Now, Bill Gates and Microsoft own U.S. patent number W020060606. So the patent number is W2020 3 6s, right? And in Hebrew, when you say something 3 times, that's a big deal, right? It doesn't get any bigger than that in Hebrew when you boom, 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 right? And so I look at this as you put these two people together. Well, to me personally, my discernment, I believe that those two guys right there will get that mark across the finish line. Now, Elon Musk also owns an mRNA lab, right? He owns a company, CureVac, I think it's called. And so he's involved with vaccines and mRNA technology, right? Once you start talking about owning your own vaccination labs with mRNA, etc., we're at a different level, right? And this is the same guy that says he wants to dig another massive hadron collider in America, I'm assuming, right? So you're talking about wants to fund and build an even bigger than CERN in Switzerland, right? And so I have to really just say, don't trust this man for 2 seconds. Don't trust anybody but Christ, but don't trust this guy for 2 seconds. Yeah, what a great deceiver, right? And he buys Twitter for $44 billion. Now, as soon as I saw that $44 billion, in my spirit, I knew that it had to mean something, right? And when I look at the number 44, 44 is a big deal. Look at who the 44th president was, right? When you look at who the 44th president was, right? Barack Hussein Obama, right? Now, in the Quran, when Muhammad leaves Earth on a horse to go up to the heavens, he was riding a horse, and the horse's name was Barak, right? So that doesn't come from the Bible, that comes from the Quran. Now, that 44 is a big deal, right? And it's tied, he wants to do some type of he said this all over the place, but a universal basic income. Now, when I look at a universal basic income type of system, no question about it, that would lead to full-blown control. If you have that type of system and you've got microchips, now you're talking full control, right? This is the same guy who says he's going to turn humans into cyborgs, right? Who's also been in an interview speaking of AI, saying it summons a demon. Now you're summoning the demons. Not my words, his, right? This is the same guy who said if you had a proper sequence, right, you could take a person and turn him into a butterfly with the right DNA sequence. And so he's involved with brain chips, finance, right, and AI, right, as well as DNA, right? Now, I have to really take a step back here, right? I've known, I guess, since he bought Twitter that he was a creep. I didn't want to believe it. I thought he was giving us all freedom. Everybody can have freedom to talk. They wouldn't allow you to talk on there before, but they allow you now, right? So at a bare minimum, I believe he's viewed around the world as a good guy for freedom, right? When the reality is he is the exact opposite, right? Because once you start having this mRNA technology and DNA sequences and everything, then these are Elon Musk's words. He talks about authenticating all humans. What that means, who knows, but I don't want anything to do with it. And so he's going out with a girl, or he had 2 kids with a girl. I don't know her. Her name is Grimes, right? She's some type of she makes music. I wouldn't listen to that stuff because I wouldn't present myself to Satan's frequency. Not Elon Musk's girl, nor in a church. I will not be exposed to Satan's frequency. And so they have 2 kids, right? The kids are named X. Elon Musk's nickname is Y. But when you look at one of the kids, the name was like an A and an E. Well, it's actually X, an A, an E, and a 12. When you look at the translation of that, it makes perfect sense to me. It was something like Archangel. Actually, it was AI Archangel, right? And I look at the Bible, and I look at the battle of AI, and I see significance here. Different story for a different day. And so I started to go, well, damn, that's what you named your kid? That looks like a kind of a weird name with all these symbols and X's and 12s and yada yada. But makes sense to me with that number 12 in there. When I saw that number 12, the thing that caught my eye would be Isaiah 14:12, talking about it's God talking to Satan, right? And so what I would say is this: have you fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, son of the dawn? Have you been cut down to the earth, you who have weakened the nations? In your heart I will ascend to heaven, and I will raise my throne above the stars, and I will sit on the mount of assembly in the recesses of the north. Right? And so when I look at that, Satan is involved here. No matter which way we slice the pie, we're talking about very high level evil. No matter which way we slice the pie. And with a guy who has full-blown intentions of rising above the stars, right? Probably as a transhumanist, right? Who says that eventually we will be transplanted to the Internet of Things, right? And that would never happen if God or Christ was governing Earth. If the laws and statutes were being adhered to, it would never happen. But the fact is, Satan is the one that governs this world. We've lost control of our space, our airspace, sacred airspace. We gave it up, right? And so, make no mistake, Elon Musk is not who you think he is. Not for 2 seconds. He's already got a monkey all wired up, wireless, but he's wired up in his head. And they've already got this monkey, so they've already done trials. This is already happening. They've already got this monkey to play video games with its brain, right? And so this transhumanism is a big deal, right? And when you're dealing with an Elon Musk and he starts playing games with Microsoft and Bill Gates, we're talking medical component and financial component, the two things that we need in order to actually get the mark going, get it out there. So my brethren, I put this out here not for fun. I put it out here to speak the truth. May the peace of the Lord be upon you.